Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. I want to welcome everybody back again, and I hope you enjoyed the last episode, which was 30 reasons why we should not drink alcohol. These are reasons to quit drinking alcohol. Today I want to go over 10 reasons why youngsters, teenagers, even some adults should not, well, all adults should not do drugs. These are 10 reasons that I'm going to read from the CDC website to you. First, as always, Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. He can help you from your addiction to your recovery hand in hand, 24 hours at a time, day by day. Let him help you. Call him at 844-414-8444. Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point will work with you. He will never ever talk about your past. He is only concerned about today and tomorrow. Give him a call at 844-414-8444. Also, go to Dr. Luis Gonzalez if you, that's right, you want to become an addiction recovery coach. If you have passion, professionalism, and personality, and you have an addiction background, whether it's your own or helping other people battle an addiction, give him a call at 844-414-8444. He has an excellent educational program. I am a graduate of his program, and I am an addiction recovery coach now, and my passion is to help people. And if you have a passion to help people, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Give him a call at 844-414-8444. Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. Want to also give a shout out to GlobalEyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. If you need glasses and you have a prescription, they have about 1,200 different frames. They have round, square, oblong. You name the shape, they have it. Even Elton John would be amazed by some of the shapes and the frames that they have. But you need to get in touch with them at www.globaleyeglasses.com. If you need progressives, they have them. If you need transition photochromatics, polarization lenses, they have them. They have line bifocals, single vision. They can make your lenses thinner. They can put anti-reflecting coating on it. They can put UV coating on it. That is all available at globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. And folks, like so many of you have done already, you have contacted me, literally contacted me to help place your order, because I am in the optometry field for over 30 years, and I can make sure I guide you to the proper fit, the proper lens, the proper colors that are good for your eyes and which colors are not good for your eyes, the thickness differences between certain thicknesses, how anti-reflecting coating helps your night driving, helps your computer work. Go to www.globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. Text me at 631-599-0218 or call me at 844-405-HELP, and I will help pick out your glasses. As promised, we started talking about the 10 reasons or 10 items why people should not do drugs, especially younger people, especially teenagers. Drug use is a growing problem in the United States, especially among teens and even younger kids than teens. Below 13, 12, 11, it has become a dangerous situation. This little segment will explain why you should not use drugs, whether it's marijuana, cocaine, or any other considered illegal drugs. Even prescription drugs you should not abuse. The road to addiction is a long one, and that has many effects on one's health, and this episode will explain 10 reasons not to use drugs in the first place. Number 1 on my list is physical health. Inhaling drugs like marijuana clearly is dangerous. If done enough, it can have the same effects as smoking cigarettes, and we all know what cigarettes can do to you. Marijuana has 5 times as much tar as some of the amount of tobacco in your average cigarette. Injecting drugs with needles, however, can be fatal, and the same amount can also kill you like marijuana could. Every day someone uses a dirty needle and later finds out that he has contracted a serious illness like HIV. Addicts will also be less inclined to exercise or take care of themselves when all that matters is where and how their next high is coming. Number 2 is family. Drug addicts often think that and act differently when using drugs. They will often steal from their own family and be more inclined to abuse them physically and mentally. As families are destroyed by alcoholism, illicit drug use can destroy them also. Number 3 on my list are careers that can be affected. Often before one even attempts to get a job, there is a requirement called a drug test. So before the career even begins, it might be over if you're utilizing drugs. For those who already have careers, consider that drug use increases the chances of you losing your job. All the work put in can be destroyed by an addiction to cocaine or marijuana. Losing a job because of drug addiction doesn't look good when you want to get your next job. How you explain why you left your last job? References will be meaningless from the boss where you just got fired because you were using drugs. Your friends are affected. Friends are often more willing to work with drug addicts because they see them as someone trying to find happiness, so they go along with the flow. They feel that you're happier, you're less argumentative when you're high. Where the family has to live with the addict and there are more distance than the friends are. However, even friends will leave the addicted in his own choices and decide to stop socializing with them if it becomes excessive. The addict, already losing his or her family, will have lost all social friends. That is what happens when you utilize drugs. Spiritually, you're affected. Using drugs may seem spiritual at first because of the high. Addicts may see themselves as becoming closer with their beliefs. However, putting drugs ahead of family usually says the addict is willing to put drugs ahead of their own God. Once it was thought that spirituality could be found in inhaling by injecting something. But now, few religions or cultures tolerate drug use in religious rituals. Number 6 on the list is depression. Depression can turn anyone towards drugs. Pills, marijuana, cocaine after an escape from a sadness are the choices. If an addicted continues to use drugs and lose friends and family, he will eventually have troubles with depression, and depression will also then continuously feed in conjunction with drug abuse. Mental illness. Even worse than depression, which people experience every day, is the fact that the chances for mental illness are higher for an addicted person. It could also be said that addicts are already acting in an insane way by choosing something like cocaine, marijuana, crack, heroin. Those are things that people are already saying, you are crazy for killing yourself. Your loved ones, your family are totally against it. There is not anyone that tolerates it, but your friends seem to let you do it to make you more adaptable to their environment. Money is a factor. Where all addicts go when they lose their job, where do they go? Often money is the major concern of addicts. Some will take to selling drugs on the streets to get by. Either way, the user will spend most of the money they earn on drugs. Some will revert to stealing from family and friends. They're often willing to steal and borrow to continue their drug use. Many addicts have also turned to prostitution to pay for their drug habits. They have no money left and are willing to do many things to get it. School is affected. Many studies report that addiction is highest for ages 18 to 28. A lot of these will be college students. I did an episode on college, the 10 top colleges in the United States, and most of them are in the northern part of the country, especially in one state. Wisconsin had 3. While some like drinking a beer or 2 at the end of the school week, some use drugs each and every day. They utilize drugs during the evening to get through their studying. Consider that with little money, troubles with family, and troubles with friends, the addict will often stop attending classes, do their homework, and therefore fail their classes. School eventually suffers for any common drug addict. And last on my list is time is affected. The last reason not to use drugs is all the time it takes to get them in the first place. Many addicts will spend the entire day just trying to get their next fix or buy their next bag of marijuana, cocaine, or any other drug. They can spend hours using them. The addicts can finish little work while using because their minds is somewhere else, like when, how, and who is going to help me get the drugs, where am I going to get them, and how can when can I start taking them. Time is also wasted when you get caught with the drugs because you face jail time, 30, 60, 90 days, a year, a couple of years. Many consider that certain drugs should be legalized. What wasn't mentioned here is the fact that drugs are illegal. There is nothing legally about drugs. Selling drugs to others can lead to deaths, can lead to jail time. These are just too many reasons not to use drugs in the first place or to even consider using them, folks. These are the 10 reasons not to use drugs, and let's go over them quickly again. It affects your physical health. Inhaling drugs like marijuana clearly is dangerous. Marijuana has 5 times the effect in tobacco, nicotine, than your average cigarette. Think about that. Every day someone uses a dirty needle, they are less inclined to exercise or take care of themselves. A lot of their hygiene is affected. A lot of if you look at their teeth, they're fading away as far as their structure of the plaque on there is terrible. Family is affected. Drug addicts often think that they act differently when using drugs. They will often steal from their own family to supplement their drug abuse and be more inclined to abuse them physically and mentally. As families are destroyed by alcoholism, illicit drug use destroys families also. Number 3, careers are affected. Often before one even attempts to get a job, there is a requirement called a drug test. What you're going to do now with a drug test on the horizon. So before the career even starts, folks, your career, your job is lost. For those who already have careers, consider the drug use increases the chances of losing your present job. All the work put into your job that you presently have can be destroyed by an addiction to cocaine, marijuana, and even alcohol. Losing a job because of drug addiction doesn't look good when you try to get another job. How would you explain why you left your job, and how will you explain why you don't have a reference? Friends are affected. Friends are often more willing to work with the drug addict because they see him as someone trying to find happiness that they couldn't find now. Where the family has to live with the addict, there is more distance for a friend, so they don't have to see it each and every day. However, even friends will leave the addicted in his own choices and decide to stop socializing with them eventually. Spirituality is affected. Using drugs may seem spiritual at first. Addicts may see themselves as becoming closer with their beliefs. However, putting drugs ahead of family usually says the addict is willing to put drugs ahead of his or her God. Once it was thought spirituality could be found by inhaling and injecting something. But now, few religions or cultures tolerate drug use in religious rituals. Depression can turn anyone towards drug abuse. Taking pills, taking marijuana, taking injections, and also inhaling. They often take these compounds to escape sadness. If the addicted continues to use drugs and lose friends and family, he will eventually have troubles with depression. Mental illness is another one. Even worse than depression, which people experience every day, is the fact that chances for mental illness are higher for an addicted person. It could also be said that addicts are already acting in an insane way by utilizing illegal drugs, because not only are they killing themselves, they're doing something illegal, thus possibly being prosecuted and then serve jail time. Money is a factor. Where would all the addicts go once they lose their job to get their money? Often money is the major concern of all addicts. Some will take to selling drugs just to get by for the next fix. Either way, the user will spend most of their money they earn on more drugs. They are often willing to steal and borrow to continue drugs from their own family. Many addicts have also turned to prostitution to pay for their addiction. They have no money left and are willing to do anything, and I repeat, anything, including robbing people to supplement their drug habits. School is affected. Many studies have reported that addiction is highest between the ages of 18 and 28. A lot of these will be college students. While some like drinking a beer or two at the end of the school week, some use drugs every single day. Consider that little money, troubles with family, and troubles with friends, the addict will often stop attending classes, thus failing those classes, and obviously they weren't doing their homework anymore. School eventually suffers from the common drug addict. Number 10 on my list is time. The last reason not to use drugs is all the time it takes to get them in the first place. Many addicts will spend the entire day just trying to get their next fix or to buy their next bag of marijuana, cocaine, heroin, or any other drugs. They can spend hours using them. The addicts can finish little work while using because their mind is somewhere else. Time is also wasted on when you get caught because you will, and I repeat, you will do jail time. Many consider certain drugs should be legalized. I, for one, say no, and I hope you also say no. What wasn't mentioned here is the fact that drugs are illegal. You could spend years in prison for selling drugs, some worse than others. Selling drugs to others can lead to deaths, if not your own, to other people's. There are just too many reasons not to use drugs in the first place to even consider ever using drugs. If these 10 reasons have helped you in some sort to make a decision today to maybe eliminate your drug abuse, to maybe help you with your substance abuse, the first thing you need to do is to stop denying you have a problem, folks. That is the first thing you need to do. And then that goes in conjunction with number 2 that I'm going to mention. But the first thing is to realize you have a problem with any alcohol, any drugs. I, for one, am one of those people that is okay with people having a sociable drink. I am totally against drug abuse, totally against drug usage, but sociable drinking, I have no problem with. It is people like me, and maybe people like you, that cannot handle one drink alone. That people like me and people like you have to continue drinking to get drunk. That is why I seek sobriety. That is why maybe you need to seek sobriety. But when it comes to drug, there is no sociable drugging. There is no sociable smoking marijuana or sociably injecting any sort of drug. You either don't do drugs or you do drugs. Alcohol, you can have a sociable drink, or you're an alcoholic if you have to have alcohol just to get drunk. It is time to make a decision. The decision is today. Will you admit you have a problem, or are you going to be on that seesaw and just kind of sit there and say tomorrow is the day? Folks, I'm here to tell you tomorrow might not be here. It might not be here for me or for you. So every day that you let go by, that you will not admit when you willingly know that you have a problem, each and every day you let go by is a day wasted in your life, it's a day wasted in your family's life, it's another day that you're taking someone else's life in your hands because maybe you're driving, maybe you're abusive, and it's one thing if you want to kill yourself, but when you start playing with other people's lives, shame on you. Make that decision today. You know if you have a problem with drug abuse. You know if you have a problem with alcohol. Make that decision. And as soon as you make that decision and you realize and you know for a fact you have a problem and you're willing to get help, seek your higher power. Turn to God and ask God for guidance and direction. I haven't used this example in a long time, but your body is like a ship. Your mind is the captain of your ship. Would you ever take your ship into a rough ocean without navigation? Well, your navigation isn't working too well if you're abusing drugs, if you're abusing alcohol. Your navigation's not working. You, as the captain of your ship, need to turn to God for navigation. Let God guide and direct you throughout it all. God will never ever let you down through any rough sea while He guides your ship. Yes, even Christians, even people that believe in God, face obstacles each and every day, but the difference is the power of prayer helps guide you. No matter what you face in life, it will be okay. It really will be okay. You might find financial crisis in your life, relationship crisis in your life. You might even have that alcohol and drug crisis in your life that we're just talking about. Turn to God. Let God, as Carrie Underwood said it best in her song, let Jesus take the wheel. Let Him do that today. And once you have stopped, or once you started admitting you have a problem and you stop denying and you turn to God, seek a program. Go to AA, go to rehab or any treatment center, go to churches, give me a call at 844-405, seek some sort of help, find a new sociable gathering crowd. If you're surrounded by people that are utilizing drugs and alcohol each and every day, those are the people you need to move away from to start living your life in recovery. Those are the people you need to move away from to face sobriety. Because if you don't, you will be tempted each and every day. You probably will relapse within a day or two. Find a new crowd. I am not saying to you to eliminate them as friends. I am saying to you, in a social gathering, such as bars, such as going to their homes to hang out during the Super Bowl, don't do that. When you go to AA, make new friends. When you go to church, make new friends. When you're in the treatment center, keep in contact with those people. When you get out of the treatment center, find a new gathering. Once you have that, come up and dig deep in your body, in your mind, in your soul, and find out what your passion is. Because your passion will guide you through sobriety. What does that mean? My passion is to help you, people, whether you have alcohol issues, drug issues, relationship issues. I'm an addiction life coach. My passion is to continuously help. I believe in karma. I believe what I do today will come back to roost to you tomorrow. So if I do good to you, it'll come back good to me. On the other hand, if I do bad, the same applies with the results being bad. Find a passion, whether it's to do videos like I do, to do a blog, to start painting, to take up a hobby. Find a passion, and you need to live your sobriety 24/7. It is not merely showing up at AA for an hour, hour and a half a day that will continue your path in sobriety. You need to breathe sobriety, eat sobriety, think sobriety, from morning till night. There is no stopping. When you start doing that, you will find things will start changing. Your color of your skin will start changing for the better. Your mind will become clear. All that cloudiness from the drugs and alcohol will disappear. Your spiritual beliefs will become stronger. Your relationships, your financials, all will become better. Turn to God. Let Him guide and direct you. Let Jesus take the wheel of your life. And I am here for you as a support mechanism. Call me at 844-405-HELP. Text me at 631-599-0218. I am here daily to help you to take your life back. I took my life back, and I am here to take your life back. You know who I am. I do not know who you are. So reach out to me. Get in touch with me. And together, we will walk hand in hand as soldiers in sobriety. Folks, I hope to God you have a great day. I hope you have a sober day, because I promise you it'll give you a better tomorrow. And if you start thinking positive, you'll start getting positive results. Folks, teach your children, your grandchildren to say no to drugs and alcohol. And remember, if you're just starting off in your new life, in recovery, remember that all changes start with small steps. Do not expect changes immediately, whether it's physically, relationship, financial, spiritually. Everything takes effort on your end, small steps on your end, but big results at the end. Folks, have a great day, but more importantly, folks, please have a sober day, and may God bless you.